there. Please sit down. I'm scared that there's a reason that you're wooing that I'm saying thank you and you're injured in some way and I'm not helping. It got to that point where I was scared. So back at you, by the way. That's very nice. Back at you. Today, here, oh, no. Today, you know how I come out here and I always say, okay, here's what I want to talk about today. I come out and I've got a thing, and I, just like yesterday about the guy not watching the whole show, just fast-forwarding through a certain part, Ryan. And so today, because I believe in coming out and, oh, I'll give you a piece of my mind. Not that I can afford a lot of it, but today, here's what I want to talk about. I don't have anything to talk about today. And I'm not kidding around. There's nowhere to go besides that sentence. And I thought, you know, I mean, I have stuff that I want to talk about today on the show, but like coming out here and actually personally, I got nothing. I mean, you know, but here's what I thought. And then I got scared. I thought, well, I have nothing to say, and what are they going to think if I have nothing to say? But then I thought, well, you know, when you run into a friend on a street, you know, and you go, hey, what's up? And they go, nothing. And, you know, you don't walk away going, you know, I just ran into Kathy, and she had nothing to say. You know, so hopefully it's not a big deal. We'll just kind of go, okay, great. You good? Yeah, I'm good. You good? And because I thought, what can I talk about? There's nothing going on in my life. I mean, last night, well, this is cute, my kitten, Cricket, played with a little string. And then, that's nothing, I know. And then my plumber, I had to get a plumber. He's not my plumber, he's everyone. I don't employ a plumber to have on the property all the time. I should at this point. But my house, when you do laundry, and this is not a good thing, when laundry is being done, dirt comes up into the shower, and I'm sure it's not from the clothes. They're not that dirty, and so the plumber had to come out, and then again nothing. And last night for dinner I had, because I'm trying to think of what's going on. I just went home last night, nothing was going on. I had a delicious salad for dinner, and with some croutons on it. And what about croutons, huh? I mean, what are they? They're just stale bread that someone said, don't throw it away, put it on the salad. Nothing again, so. And when I think it is, because I do have stuff, it's not like I don't have things I could just clearly look at all that stuff, but I think subliminally I don't want to have anything to talk about because we have such a huge show today. There are people on that I have so many things to talk about and so little time to squeeze it all in, so I decided that's probably what's wrong. I just want to hurry up and get to the show, and really what I mainly want to do right now is dance. I just could not wait to get to the show. I'm so excited about this show.
It's a biggie.
It is a biggie.
Yes, today's the big one.
I'm not kidding around. Martin Short's here. From Saturday Night Live, SCTV. Got a new movie coming out next week, next year, called Jiminy Glick, Lalawood. He makes me laugh so hard. He's probably one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. And he dances, he sings, he acts, he does comedy. He's a bon vivant. He's a triple threat. He's a quadruple threat. And Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model, is here. She's pretty. She's smart. Of course, you remember last year I won that. And I have wanted to have him on the show since I heard this story. Aron Ralston is on the show today. He's got a book, Between a Rock and a Hard Place. And if you don't know his story, it is unbelievable. He's a hiker who got stuck for 6 days and had to cut his own hand off. And he's a remarkable guy. He's so positive, so inspirational, the most amazing energy, just a beautiful person, and a story that makes you feel like you should never give up on anything. I mean, he's really an incredible guy. So, and he's going to stick around to do one more thing with me, which I have not rehearsed yet, but where's the thing that we're doing? We're climbing that. That's probably what Roto-Rooter's seeing when they're going through my pipes. That looks like part of my... so we're climbing that thing, and I have not tried it yet. I thought it's better for me to not practice. And this is insane. The update on my Cabbage Patch Kid, you know, they did the specialized one-of-a-kind Ellen Cabbage Patch Kid. We auctioned it off on eBay, and the company that bought it, goldenpalace.com, is going to send my doll into space. I guess I'm happy. And they're sending it into space, and they bought David Beckham's soccer ball, and they're going to send that up with it, which is good, because the doll will have something to play with. And so I decided, here's the doll. If you hadn't seen it, it's actually not as big as it seems. That's not a real chair. But definitely would want to have a spacesuit on her. So I decided to help them design the space suit. And then I should put a hat and a pipe. And probably and a parrot. And and of course some gin. All right. Hey, this is. I can't get enough of this. Every time I talk about the people that are in the audience dancing before the show starts, we usually show you a bunch of dancers, but today we're going to single out one guy, and we're going to call him our dancer of the day. And I don't know his name, as I never do, but I'm going to name him Larry. And so let's take a look. It's a normal. This is before the show starts. Everything's fine. This guy has just discovered the robot, and he's very, very, this is like a brand new dance for him or something. He's signing off to the camera. He goes to someone he doesn't know. Hello, ma'am. He doesn't give it up either. He's gonna keep doing this for quite a while. Now he goes to this woman. He doesn't know her either. Oh, it's broken. It's gonna kiss it over and over again. Now he's going to celebrate because he's done. He's going to celebrate. There he goes. Now he gets a little too cocky. He decides to get on the chair, which he actually should have checked that chair out before he decided to get on it. Once he makes a big mistake right here. Oh. And he gets everybody to wave their hands in the air like they don't care. And he's down again. That's what we're talking about. That's exactly the kind of joy we're looking for. He set the bar, people. How high can you jump? That's what I'm saying. I love this guy. Hey, don't go away. Martin Short's going to be sitting here when we come back. We'll be right back. Our first guest is a Tony and Emmy Award winner and one of the most hilarious people I know. Please welcome back to the show the always entertaining Martin Short.
spray it right in your mouth.
Yeah, that's not good.
I love this woman!
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God, this is fun.
Yes.
So I was here a year ago.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. And I was here a year ago, and you were, you know, a hit. But now, it's nuts.
It's good. Listen,
Yes.
thank you very much. I'm having the best part of it is I love coming to work every day, and so it's
Well, it shows.
the
It
greatest
shows.
thing.
I mean, it clearly
Yeah,
is.
I love
You're
it.
having a riot.
Yeah, and I'm honest with the people. I had nothing to say today, and I told them I had nothing to say today.
Oh, no, we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I mean, that's what you do very well. You
Yeah.
fill nothingness with a kind of a pizzazz that leaves you pretty empty. But, but at the end of it all, you then you don't know what you've seen. And I think that's your strength. I think that's your... No, it is. It's an amazing ability.
Oh, you're hilarious.
Not since the late Al Jolson. And even then.
And even then.
Yeah.
I could just
Look how
listen
cute
to
you are. Look at the little bracelets.
Hey, listen, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll wear the little Lance Armstrong bracelet. Is what it is.
Oh.
That's what it is. You are so very, very funny, and so now do you? Because I was talking about Aron, what an amazing guy he is. Have you met him yet?
I just met him backstage.
Oh.
You know, this is like the, you know, when you meet someone that brave, you don't even know what to say. You get a little tongue-tied. You know, it's startling, and he's kind of saying to me, "Gee, I just want to tell you, I love Three Amigos," and I'm saying, "You're a hero.
Yeah.
You are just."
And what an amazing outlook. And do you feel, because I feel like most funny people, there are people that have their dark sides, but do you have a thing you get up and you go, you take, you know, notice of what your life is? Are you?
Well, first of all, I'm on a strong prescription. And so that helps. You know, when you're taking a doll in the morning and a doll at night and a big tumbler of scotch around mid-afternoon, well, it's okay. And you know what I've done? I figured out about 20 years ago, this is all true, I realized that if you were in show business, you can let it overtake you. I guess any career, but particularly show business because it's so personal. So I devised a 7-category plan that I do every Monday morning, and I treat it like I'm, the kind of the president of my own life, which is true. And so category 1, no, it's true. And so and the idea is that you could be like not working for 2 years, but if all the other categories are doing well, then your life is a success as opposed to your career is in the dumper.
Right.
Yeah.
And what are the categories? What do you?
Category 1 is self. You know, yourself. How do you feel? How are you? You know, do you need a doctor's appointment? How's your blood flowing? You know, I stand in the morning and I look naked in the mirror and I see the vessel that harbors my soul, and then I put on glasses and I realize that it's a rough-looking vessel. But I think that, you know, as long as you can wake up and you can feel on top of the world, but if you have, like, you know, I don't know, non-specific arthritis or some illness, you're not going to feel great. It's a guy thing.
Okay.
And category 2 is your your family, your wife or husband and kids. I know you have cats.
Yeah.
Right. She has about 600 cats.
No.
No, you have a lot of cats.
3.
Though. No.
Yeah.
I was at her. No, Siegfried sneezes when he's in your house. Do you know that? I slept at her house once. I counted 64. Yes, I did.
In my house.
Yes, I did. With a joke. Yeah. I'm telling you, in the morning it's a 20-minute wait just to use the box. See? Wasn't it worth it?
It was. I knew you'd get there.
Yeah, thank you. Category 3 is your own family, your original family, your brothers, your sisters, your parents. And I think that if you're an actor, you can extend it to people who have played your parents. You know, like sometimes I'll phone up Brian Dennehy and say, "Hi, Papa," and then he hangs up quickly because he gets scared. Category 4 is your friends. You know, you keep up on your friends, you know, or as someone once said, without friends, you've got a gaping hole in your Thursday lineup. And 5 is money, because, you know, without money, it's a drag. And you want to make sure you have enough money, because you have to go back to your old first love, shoplifting, which is... And category 6 is your career. Or as it says in my answering service, I'll take it. But I think it's a very kind of valid way to monitor, you know, how successful, so that if one thing's going under, you can, it's like school. You can say, well, I'm failing that subject, but, so I do it every Monday morning to keep sane.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
It is important.
Yeah, and I think it's probably why you've had a long, successful marriage, too, 24 years. So
24 years, yes.
Yeah, that's, because you're grounded. Hey, listen.
And the secret is never argue in front of the attorneys. That's what I've realized.
Oh, is that what it is? Hey, we have to take a commercial. We'll be right back. Right after.
Beautiful.
We're back.
We're back with Steve Martin.
We're back with Martin Short. That character, that's a clip from the new movie, Jiminy Glick.
Jiminy Glick in Lalawood.
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 And when does it...
Jiminy Glick in Lalawood.
Yeah.
You see, I think you go,
Jiminy Glick.
Lalawood.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid to go right down.
No.
Yeah.
And Jiminy Glick never is. Jiminy Glick has so many different octaves when he speaks.
Well, he gets very carried away.
He gets very intense.
How do you not crack up when you do that character? I mean, I was watching you watch yourself. It's like, don't you realize how hilarious that is, and don't you laugh?
I don't, you know, it's improvised, so you kind of don't even know what you're saying. It's just, but you know, his sensibility, the sensibility of his mind makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Like if he was interviewing Bill Clinton, he wouldn't ask about Monica Lewinsky. He'd say,
Should Suzanne Plachette work more, sir?
that's what would, that's what would interest him. I interviewed Mel Brooks, and I said, what's your big beef with the Nazis? And Mel said, this is the craziest interview I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
But Jiminy Glick in Lalawood comes out in the new year, and it's awfully funny, I think. Steve Martin and Kurt Russell, a lot of people in it. Jan Hooks plays my wife, genius.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Perkins, Jeanine Garofalo.
No. It's going to be hilarious.
Well, you know, I hope. And I hope you all come.
All right, listen, I love when you're here.
Well, I love being here because I get a beautiful candle that I give to Juanita. Housekeeper.
You have the
She
underwear.
loves it.
You have the underwear, you have the robe.
I didn't get any robe.
Yes, you did.
Well, then you
Did
know
we
what?
stop giving the
Can I
robes-
tell you
robes
something?
this-
The staff stole the robe.
Well, then I'll get you the robe and the underwear. You don't just have a candle. Don't be.
Well,
There's all kinds of stuff back there
if they
for
can't
you.
get a scooter or a car, I'm surprised I'm getting a candle.
Look for Jiminy Glick and Lalawood in theaters early next year. Aron Ralston joins us after this. Don't go away. It's an amazing story. After being trapped in a remote canyon for 6 excruciating days, our next guest did the unthinkable. He amputated his own arm to save his life. His book, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, is already a New York Times bestseller. Please welcome mountain climber Aron Ralston. You just want to dance the whole
I know,
time,
we're
don't
not
you?
talking about the book
All
right now. Yeah,
We'll
forget
just
that.
dance the entire time. Oh, man, I don't blame you. I'd want to dance this much, too, if I were you.
Well, seeing as how the jump over the chair kiss was already taken tonight, I
Yeah.
figured I'd go for the extended dance.
You could have done that, too.
Oh.
Now
Well,
it's too
there I
late.
missed the-
yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
opportunity. I'm surprised. That's what I expected from you, and you didn't give it to me.
Thank you for the robe, though. I got mine.
See? You got a robe. He's lying.
I know.
He got a robe.
He got a book now, too, so.
Yeah. And I want you to sign mine. My mother took mine and started reading it and didn't give it back to me and said it's
Right
the...
now?
No, sign it later.
Okay.
It's actually, that's a pointer for the looky-loo.
Oh, that wouldn't
Yeah.
have gotten very far then.
No, you could point at the book and tell me that that's where you'll sign it. You can point to where you'll want to sign it.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
So, all right, I assume everybody knows the story, and I know you're sick, and there's only a little bit I want to touch on, because I know you're probably tired of telling it, but there are other questions I have for you. But tell everybody sort of what happened that day.
I was out by myself. I was in a canyon, a slot canyon, a very deep, narrow canyon, and I pulled a boulder down on my arm. It was in the process of moving over a drop-off that this boulder was wedged between just the walls that were about 3 feet apart, and I stood on the boulder. I was working my way off of it, trying to get down to the continuing canyon floor, and by my body weight, it shifted as I dangled from it, and I pulled it loose. My instinct was to drop off of the boulder, and then I'm on the canyon floor looking up, and it's falling from my head. I put my hands up in front of my face to try to push myself back, and the boulder came in contact, crushing my left hand first, then ricocheting off the wall, crushing my right hand, and then it rotated just slightly as my hand was pushing against it, and then it slotted itself in a new section between the two canyon walls, being held about 3 feet off the ground by the left canyon wall, my hand, and the right canyon wall.
So you're basically, and you're there in that position for 6 days.
Yeah, the first day of it was very optimistic, thinking that I'd be able to get out somehow, and even considering amputating my arm. But through the course of those days, and especially the nights, it was.
Yeah, what were the nights? I mean, the nights were freezing cold.
It was cold. There was the thirst from the dehydration that I was suffering, hunger, the claustrophobia of being in this very small spot.
Because how high were the walls? Like 30 feet high?
80 feet high.
80.
I mean, it was like being in the bottom of a very small elevator shaft, a well, I came to recognize that I was not going to get out of there. I couldn't amputate my arm. I couldn't chip away at the boulder. I couldn't lift it off of me, even with the climbing ropes and apparatus that I had. And
your left hand had been crushed also, so you have one good hand that's injured.
yeah.
And you have, basically, this is the pocket knife, right?
Yeah.
And also what was amazing is you took the rope that you had, because you were standing up, and kind of made a seat out of it, so once in a while you could lift your legs up.
Yeah, I got myself as comfortable as I possibly could be, but at the same time, it was utter hell being in that spot. The nights got down to 37 degrees to the last one. I was in shorts and a T-shirt. The depredation that my body went through.
Because you didn't sleep. You didn't allow yourself to sleep so that you wouldn't.
I would have loved to have slept. It was sleep deprivation because of the cold and all the pain that I had this boulder on my hand. And it was then into the fifth night, I knew I was going to die there. There was no question about it. Rescue was not going to come. I couldn't amputate my arm because that knife was too dull. It would never get through the bones. And I was in my grave.
So you decided, all of a sudden you realized you could do something, which was an amazing realization.
It wasn't so much that I realized, but I think it was an epiphany given to me, a divine interaction that was waiting for a very precise moment to come into my life. Because at that same time, unbeknownst to me, but 8 miles away where my truck was, rescuers for the first time had come upon it, knew that it was the vehicle they'd been looking for, and began an operation that ultimately placed a helicopter in the canyon. The epiphany that came to me at that exact same moment was that I could actually use the leverage of this boulder, holding my hand as though, imagine a 2x4 stuck in a table vise and bending it enough that I bent my arm until the forces concentrated and broke first the upper bone, then moving my body around until I broke that second bone. And it was the best idea that has ever come to me in my life. There's nothing so powerful as an idea whose time is 6 days overdue as it was for me. But that led to what was, I think, the part of the story that people know the best, that I used the pocket knife then to amputate my arm and essentially give me my life back.
Yeah. Well, and then there was still more to do after that. But we have to take a break. When we come back, I have so many questions for you. Oh, we're back with Aron Ralston. We've been dancing like crazy. I like it. I just want to finish really quickly, just because I have so many other questions to ask you, but just finish the story about once you got out, the rescue.
The most beautiful thing that has ever happened to me in my life was the amputation. Getting free, the euphoria I felt at that time as I got through the last part of my arm was by far the most powerful, positive sense of joy of being alive that I will ever feel in my life. What came after that then was a prolonged effort to maintain that life. 80 yards of hiking down through the canyon, a 65-foot rappel that I had to set up using that same rope that I had with me, lowering myself off of it, hoping that I didn't pass out and drop myself.
While bleeding, you've lost 45 pounds. You
Yeah.
haven't slept. It's been 6 days. You're weak as can be, and trying to now.
It's one of the many miracles that came to me over the course of this experience, that I did not die after doing what I did to give myself the liberation. That I got to the bottom of that rappel. I found water for the first time, this pool that was there, putrid as it was, but also sweet as the finest port wine I've ever tasted, and that I had 7 miles to hike through the desert. Through that, I had to maintain that water source, the supply that I could carry with me. I had to maintain my energy, and then at the time when I thought there was no way I was going to be able to hike myself up out of this 800-foot deep canyon now, as it had gotten deeper and deeper, that a helicopter arrived overhead in the canyon, and the synchronicity of those colliding universes of me not knowing anything that had happened outside of the canyon, and the rescue not knowing what I'd gone through, and the intersection there within a window that spanned about an hour. Had I been any earlier, any later, that rescue any earlier, any later, and I would have died, even despite everything I'd gone through up to that time.
Because they were going back to get more gas.
Yeah,
They knew the area. They saw your car, and they decided they were just going to do it on foot, which is amazing. Now, and what's really incredible is your attitude. That you just are so positive and so joyful and had a sense of humor through the entire thing. Because you saw a little bit, he's dancing in the breaks, and I talked to you before the show started, and I've seen you on TV talking about this before. You're so positive. There's not 1 ounce of you feel sorry for yourself. There's no anger, there's no anything. You said it was you said something in the book about understanding the higher spiritual powers that actually.
Yeah. That it is the greatest experience that will ever come to me in my life, and it has given my life, I think, such a deeper meaning. Martin was talking about this pyramid of priorities in our lives. I came to recognize those. I had a 6-day session with myself about what is important in my life, and seeing that it's exactly what he talked about: my spirituality, my friends, my family, the money and career things. I had no regrets having been focused on those higher priorities, having let the career and the money take care of themselves as they might, and living my dreams. And that's what I've gotten back to with after all of this.
And you're still climbing.
Beautiful. Still climbing.
And you have an apparatus that actually helps you climb better. You have something that gets into the ice.
Yep.
That you're cheating.
Yeah,
you're actually
is
what it is.
My hand doesn't get cold anymore.
Right. Right. So there are benefits to it.
Yeah, in some ways, I can dip my prosthetic into a boiling pot of water if I drop the spoon in there, or to get firewood.
They call you to get it.
Yeah.
Now. So, and what is the hardest thing? What is the one thing that you're having to, or do you just go, you know what, this is who I am, and I accept it and embrace it? And
the only thing I say that I can't do is clap. But that's kind of my own little joke, which maybe isn't that funny, apparently. So.
It is to me. It's very important to me.
No, I have a number of things that I have to work more at, that I have to use more patience with, that I have equipment that helps me with various activities. I mountain bike with this, holding onto the handlebar. I use it for kayaking. It fits around the shaft of the kayak. It also works very well for holding a ski pole in a locked position there.
Wow.
This is one of 8 different prosthetics I have, so equipment helps me along as well, as you mentioned.
You could add a spoon to that. You could add all kinds of, it could be a Swiss Army hand almost. You could have...
The utility belt,
Yeah, it is. It's actually really helpful.
The only thing I don't have is the beer koozie attachment. So
To keep it cold in there too.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll just adapt that for you. I can
you.
work it out for you. All right, we're gonna climb later on together, which you were doing today, and you said you slipped. So I'm hoping, because we're racing. We're racing to the top.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and I don't know.
There's buzzers and everything.
There's buzzers and everything, and I don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna do it together. I simply adore you, and I admire you, and you are my hero.
I appreciate that. If I could say one additional thing, it is that I want people to know from this story that nothing in their lives is impossible, that they have the courage and the faith and the perseverance to do what they think they can't do, and to lift those metaphorical boulders in their lives off of them. It's something that has convinced me that I can do it, and I hope that people can see that for themselves in their lives and do greater things for themselves too.
We can do it.
You can read the rest of Aron's incredible story in his book, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, and it's beautifully written, my mother says. She took it from me as soon as I got it. It's currently in bookstores everywhere. It's on the New York Times bestsellers list. It's an amazing book. Everybody in the audience is getting a copy. We'll be right back with Tyra Banks right after this. Our next guest is not only a superstar, she's an actress, producer, and recording artist, and soon-to-be talk show host. Please welcome supermodel Tyra Banks.
Dance, but then I got nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
It was pressure.
A lot of dancers. You don't ever be nervous, though.
Oh, I should do it.
No, and if
I
you know the
should've done it.
robot, that fits right in here. That seems to be the popular dance to always revert to if you're nervous. Yeah. So you look great. What's this? That's a new hair thing.
Yes, red and like shorter.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
You know, because I am going to be doing a talk show, so I was like, you know, long is probably a little bit too, you know, this is like a little bit more real.
Yeah, they told me to tone down the sexiness too. And you look great, and congratulations on the. This is the second or third season. Third season of the Supermodel. Mm-hmm. And that's right. I won the first year. And you, what do you make these people over or something?
Yeah, you know, I think it's important. Like with models, you always have to change. You have to be ready for change. And you have to be like a clean palette. You know, like hence the red and the short. You know, with me right now. And sometimes they flip out. You know, because they
there's
think
a lot of change.
They think
they
I'm
don't
the
want
prettiest girl in school. I'm, you know, the prom queen, and this is what got me Chad. You know, the football player.
You did this because of the hair?
Oh yeah, there's one girl who had hair down to her booty.
After watching Aron out here having to amputate his arm, it's not really upsetting to me to watch her. It's not really that.
He's sexy, by the way.
Yeah.
He's so sexy.
He's great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I bet he has so many women going, ooh, baby, I will be your left arm. You know,
He's
he's so fine.
He is the sweetest guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
There's just something about him that you're just drawn to. He's just the greatest guy. Did you meet him?
I didn't.
Yeah, well, you will.
I'm kind of a groupie for him a little bit.
Really? I bet there's a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an amazing guy. All right, so last time you were here, you taught me how to do the catwalk.
Yes.
And I don't need that anymore because I've got that down.
She's fierce.
And but now there's a thing that you're saying, because the one thing that I hate, because I'm a comedian, I'm not supposed to be in front of a camera and doing photo shoots. I have three faces. There's the smile, there's the tilt of the head, and there's like, but teach me how to do the camera thing where I've got to.
Yeah, well, the girls always tell them that modeling is silent acting, and you have to like evoke different emotion and like, I call it like eye motions, like within your eyes. And so I give them a different character to play sometimes.
Okay.
For instance, why don't you stand up? I'll give you one right now.
I have to stand up?
You have to stand up.
A lot of times they have you seated in the photographs.
Okay, do you want to sit down?
Well, is it something that evokes emotion, like I'm standing?
Let's see.
Or are you just trying to get me to stand?
What's your favorite food?
What's my favorite food?
Yes.
Pasta.
Okay.
Or pizza.
Pizza.
Or hamburgers. I like steak and a Caesar salad, too.
Okay, so imagine this table
Sandwiches are good.
Give me one!
All right, pizza.
Pizza. Okay, so there's this amazing pizza, right?
Right.
And like you ordered it, all your friends are over, and like you're getting your hair and makeup done for your show in the back.
Right.
But you're like, save me a piece. You come in and it's all gone. Give me that feeling.
Okay.
The look. Okay. I need a little bit more sex.
First of all, this is not realistic, because if I'm a model, I'm not eating pizza. Okay?
That's not true!
That's true.
I eat pizza. It's not true. I eat pizza. Do you? Yes, you guys, come on.
You eat pizza?
I'm not a starving model.
have like one slice of
No,
pizza.
Ellen,
You can,
I have
you can
booty.
stop.
We talked about my cellulite last time.
No, you talked about your cellulite. I didn't. All right. Well,
I have a lot. I eat, yeah.
no, I think. Well, first of all, I think that's healthy that you say that you should eat because
Yeah.
there's too much skinniness going on around the modeling world. Gain some weight. America's Next Top Model is on Wednesdays at 8 on UPN. Aron Ralston and I will be climbing a wall right after this for one more thing. Oh, and one more thing. Special thanks to Aron Ralston. All right, we're going to climb. On your mark.
Okay.
Get set.
And go.
No.
Did you get a head start there?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, I've never done this before, so.
Well, so you made me switch because this one was harder.
That's not true. Well, this can't be attractive, whatever people are looking at. This is really hard. Why would anyone want to do this? Where are you?
I'm over here. Whoa.
This is really. This is hard.